Assalamu alaikum. So the lesson today is about inequalities. So we are going to learn today linear inequality, and we are going to learn the first type of linear inequality, which is one-step linear inequality. So, but first let's define what is linear inequality. So we give the definition of linear inequality. So definition. So linear inequality is an inequality defined by either ax plus b is greater than c or greater or equal. So linear inequality is an equality defined by is an inequality defined by, so either we have ax plus b is less than c, or ax plus b is greater or equal than c. So we have ax plus b is less than c, or ax plus b is greater than c. So all of them are linear inequality. So it's the same idea where a, b, c numbers, they are numbers, and x the variable. So let me give an example of linear inequality. So 3x minus 7 is greater than 9. 2x over 5 plus 9 is less than 11. 7x is greater or equal than 24, and so on. So those are example of linear inequalities. So most of the time this types of inequality is called two steps linear inequality because it involves two steps to find the answer. So that's the remark I want you to know. So most of the time, so ax plus b is less than c, or any one of them is called two steps linear inequality. So because we need two solution or two steps to solve for the solution. So there are different kind of linear inequalities. I'm going to talk about the different kind kind of linear inequality. So we have one step linear inequality. Those cards are different only by the number of steps needed to solve for the inequality kind of linear inequality. So we have the first kind, which is what we are going to do today, is one step linear, or one step, we don't need s, one step linear inequality. And we have two-step linear inequality. Those two are conditional inequality. So that means you always gonna find out the solution. The third one, which is multiple steps linear inequality where you're gonna meet all the type of inequality from contradiction to conditional. So you're gonna see contradiction, identity, and conditional linear inequality. So today we are going to focus on one step linear inequality. So and there are two types. So the first type 1a equal 1 and the second type is 1b equals 0. So there are two types. So the first type is 1a equal 1, which means we are going to solve this type x plus b is less than c or greater. And the second type is 1b equals 0. In that case, we are going to solve for this kind of inequality. So we are going to start with the first one and we do some example. Then we do the second type. Alright, so for the first one, so I'm going to do the type 1, which is 1a equal 1, which means I will try to solve x plus b is less than c. So it can be greater or less than or greater than, it doesn't matter, but the concept is the same. So what we need to use the property of operation of inequality. So when we have addition, we add this number both sides. If I have subtraction, if I have addition, we subtract both sides. If I have subtraction, we add both sides. So let me do both. So let me do this, and you will see the idea. I'm just picking any random of inequality sign. So here you have addition. What we do, we subtract. So we end up having x is less than c, because if I subtract the same number both sides, the inequality stay the same. Here the same thing what we do, we add. So when we add, we have b minus b is cancel out. So we end up having x greater than c. So because c plus b, this is c minus b, sorry. So here when we subtract both sides by the same number, the sign doesn't flip, stay the same. So the answer will be c minus b. And here if I have a minus, we add both sides by the same number, and the sign of the inequality doesn't change, because if I add both sides the same number, the sign does not flip. So let me give you an example, so and we see how it works. Suppose I want to solve for x plus 9 is greater than 12, and I have x minus 3 is less than 0. So here what do I have? I have addition. So what I do, I subtract. So I'm gonna minus 9 both sides. So 9 minus 9 will cancel out. The sign stay on the same direction because I'm just subtracting the same number both sides. 12 minus 9 is 3, and this is x. In my number line, so this is my 3, so this is equal, so I put full circle. X is greater than 3. Greater than 3 does mean the right side, so I'm going to shade the right side of 3. Here again, so what I do, I add 3 both sides because I have a minus. When we add 3 both sides, what happened to the sign? Stay the same, because when we add the same number both sides, the inequality didn't change the direction, so it's going to be just 3. 3 minus 3 is cancelled out, so what's left is x. So in my number line, so this is where is 3 here, so I put an open circle because it's not include, and x is less than 3. Any number less than 3 is on the left side, so I shade the left side. This is minus infinity. Let's do another example. So suppose I have x plus 13 is greater than 7. Let me make it 17. Okay, so here we have addition. What we do is subtract, so I'm going to subtract 13 both sides. So what happened? 13 minus 13 cancel out, so here the sign stay the same because we subtract the same number both sides. So this is 4 and this is x. So in my number line, x is greater than 4, so I put 4 here, put open circle because it's not include, there is no equal here. X greater than 4, greater is on the right side of 4, I'm going to shade the right side. So for example, if I have x minus 13 is less than 15, so what I do here, I have minus, so I add. So when we add 13 minus 13 is cancelled out, so what's left is x. Here the sign stay the same, and here is 28. So in my number line, 28 is not included in my line, so it's going to be open circle. X is less than 28, less the number is on the left side of that number, so it's going to be here. So this is about when a is equal to 1. So now the second type is when b is equal to 0. So we try to solve ax is less than c or greater than c. It does not matter. So because the concept is the same for all inequality. So here I will have two cases: if a is positive or if a is negative. If a is positive and then divide by positive number, the sign stay the same. So if I have ax is less than c and a is positive, when we divide by a and a is positive, so the sign didn't flip, stay the same. So this will cancel out. So I end up having x is less than c over a. But if I have a is negative and I have ax is less than c and a is negative, so what happened here is like when divided by a, I need to flip the sign because when a is negative, the sign gets flipped. So I will end up having x is greater than c over a. So let me give you an example here. So for example, if I have 3x is greater than 24, or I have x over 9 is less than 4. So this is the first two. So here I have x times 3 is greater than 24. So here multiplication, so I divide. So I divide both sides by 3. 3 divided by 3 is cancelled out. What's left is x. 24 divided by 3 is 8. And we divide by a positive number, the sign stays the same. So when the inequality signs stay on the same direction. So in the number line, we have x is greater than 8 or equal. So that means this is going to be full. Greater than is not because this is on the left side, I'm going to shade the left side. No, just read it. X is greater. Then what is greater is on the right or on the left? Is on the right. So I'm going to shade the right. It's not because the X is on the left, I will shade the left. No, which is some students do that. So they see X on the left, so they shade the left. If X on the right, they're going to shade the right. No, X is greater than 8. Where is greater? Is on the right or on the left? Is on the right. Then I will shade the right. If I have X is less than 8, then the left side, this is where I will do my shading. So here I have division. So what I do, I multiply both sides by 9. So here it will cancel out. So I will end up having x is less than 36. So now I will shade my idea. This is 36, open, x less than left side. So now if I have, for example, minus 11x is less than or equal than 22, so what I do here, I divide both sides by 11. I divide both sides by minus 11. When we divide by minus 11, what happens to the sign? Get flip. So here will cancel out, and here will be minus 2. So here in my number line, I have minus 2 because it's equal to x is greater. That means it's the right side. So I'm going to shade the right side. The same thing if I have, for example, minus x over 7 is greater than 2. So what I do here, I multiply both sides by minus 7. So what happened here, minus 7, 7 cancel out, minus minus become positive. So what's left is x. When we divide by a negative number, the sign flipped, and here will be minus 14. So in my number line, this is minus 14, not include because it's strictly less. Now x is less than minus 14, that means it's on the left side. So I will shade the left side. So this is all about how to solve one-step linear equations. So I hope you got the idea how to solve one-step linear equations. So please, if you have any comment about the way I teach, so it will be helpful to help me improve my way of teaching. So thank you for watching the video, and assalamu alaikum.